Okay. Let's start. Maybe we start with Jasmine's group. Jasmine, can you put up the Jasmine? Can you put up the your ordering of hand shapes? And let's go through the first four hand shapes. First four. And then we'll switch and let another group put up their hand shapes, and we'll go through another four hand shapes. And then the third group.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
so Jasmine, can you put that up?
One moment.
Now I want each other group to look at this and see if you have the same order. If you have a different order, let me know.
So here's the first.
Okay, every Shock and Nat's group, you have the same order for the first three signs.
Sorry, for the interpreter, you want Jasmine to show the first four hand shapes?
Not yet, not yet. I just want to, we'll go through piece by piece. So Jasmine
Okay.
will stop after we finish four hand shapes. Okay. All right, so for the first three signs, the other two groups have the same?
Yes, not the
Okay.
same. For my group, it's the same.
And Shock from your group?
Some of their cams are off. One moment, let me just get their attention. Yami said, I'm from that group and it's the same.
Okay, all right, go down to the next three signs, or next two signs. And then Nat and Shock's and Yami's group, you have the same two signs, 11 and 12 after that?
Yeah, Yami saying yes. And not is saying the same as well. It's the same,
Oh,
11 and 12.
okay, okay. Up to the next second hand shape. Okay, what about the other groups? Say the same ordering, same hand shapes?
So I did the same hand shapes, but I don't think that the angle is for the orientation is necessary. Not as saying.
Yes, that's correct. So you don't need Jasmine. You can erase the yes. Okay, good. Okay, and everybody can erase that one. Okay, this is the third hand shape.
Not the same. Ours is the same.
Okay, now Jasmine, what you? Oh, okay, let's go through the rest of these. Go through the next group. So girl, woman, whoop, down. Girl, woman, tomorrow, yesterday.
Nat has his hand up. I have a different order.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me see what 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth sign is not. Okay. All right. Okay, Nat, what do you have?
it's a different order. So do you want me to put mine up or? Well,
Yeah, yeah.
the first one is girl.
Hmm.
I'll just read it off here. The first one is girl. Hold on. Okay. Here it is.
Okay. Now, I would agree with Jasmine's group that we would put girl and then woman. Uh, I'm not sure what Jasmine's group did with dislike and not. Jasmine was dislike before not. Okay. Oh, the
Sorry.
same. Yeah. Okay. 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 The reason, Nat, the reason why I would pick a woman next is because tomorrow and yesterday um, have um, have a change in orientation, whereas this sign starts off the same. Girl, girl, or this. And girl would go first because it has fewer hand shapes, and then woman would go next because it has more hand shapes. Okay. Shock, what about your group?
So sir, yes. Do you want me to put it up?
Yeah.
One moment. So ours is this.
Mm-hmm.
We missed not. We didn't include not
Yeah.
in our grouping.
Okay.
So we'll have to incorporate that in. Sorry, you missed it.
Okay.
But uh,
Okay.
I didn't want to waste space, so I tried to organize it in a way where it showed the most signs.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's a good idea. Um, sometimes
and
it
I added.
depends.
Sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead, sir. I
Go
added the
ahead.
stroke. I added the stroke as well. If you can see
Yeah.
the format, and then with the signs pen, you can see like it's all labeled down on the bottom here. So I just wanted to
Yeah.
show you what we did here.
Yeah. That's
Here,
good.
this is what I highlighted, and then
Okay. Good.
this is what we were discussing earlier.
Yeah.
So it was woman tomorrow, yesterday,
Just
and
like not.
so just this way is easier for us to arrange it visually, and then I put borders as well. So
Yeah.
I thought that would help.
Yeah. That's fine. Sometimes four to a line is a bit much. Sometimes it's fine. It depends on the sign drawings. So, but I agree. Usually I put three to a line, but if there's like one sign, like in Jasmine's group, there was one sign with one orientation, and then when the next orientation came, it moved down. It should all flow in a pattern like you have it here. The question is whether you want to use 3 or 4 signs in a line is something you all will need to discuss. Yeah, 3 or 4 signs in a line.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Jasmine, can you pull yours back up?
So mine, sir, put it up. Okay.
Yes. So what you want to do is go down, go up, sorry. Up, 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 up. Okay, yeah, so with ballpoint pen, you should put the next 2 signs up on that line. Okay. And then, yeah, go ahead, go down. Okay. So you've gone through how many hand shapes now? 4 or 3? Went through this and this and this, 3 hand shapes? Okay.
3, sir. 3.
Let's go down to the next one, 4. Wait a second here. Let's go up to, go up. Okay, fine. Yeah, that's good. Okay, what about group with shock and the group with Nat? The same first 3 signs?
Different. Not as saying mine is different.
Okay. What do you have, Nat?
For the first grouping, sir, it was tomorrow, yesterday. Based on the picture, because the yesterday, so going back to the same side of A,
Okay,
it's a different order.
okay.
So for
But
tomorrow, yesterday.
everybody will have to decide on whether it's actually yesterday or yesterday. Okay. And what about this order for the first 3 for this hand shape? Same or different?
Sorry. Yami has her hand up.
Yes, Yami?
I think we just have to put it to a vote. First of all, for yesterday, maybe we can do that now. What is the first position for yesterday? What orientation? Is it this? Who thinks it's this? Hands up. We're voting now. So, Meng. Okay. Okay. So, again, vote. This is the. Okay. It seems like this wins. We voted, and sorry for those who think it's this. It's not this. All right. So I understand Nat would prefer this, but we can use that as a variation in the dictionary.
You can put both signs in the dictionary.
Yes, sir.
And they will occur in slightly different places because of the orientation. Okay. All right. So index finger up. First three signs, red, this, and 100. Same or different, each group.
Nat has his hand up.
Yes.
Mine's different.
Okay. What's different?
Uh, the red, sorry, this is the same, but I have the another sign in between 100 and this.
Okay. So why don't you put yours
This
up
is
now?
okay. Let me put mine up.
Or was it Nat or Shock that said that?
It was Nat. It was Nat. Shock
Okay.
wanted to say something next, so
Okay.
um, so we have red in this, but we have hot tempered and then 100. I don't know. Should that be the other way around or so? Think just based on sorry. Think is downward. Jasmine is saying. Think is downward, whereas 100 is left. But you can easily adjust it, though. Shaq is saying everybody's practicing that sign.
Well, I think that's something you need more time to discuss. So, Jasmine, where did you have hot tempered downward orientation? Okay. So during the time we finish with this, and then we will let you all argue it out till the end.
Meng has her hand up.
Yes.
Yeah, based on hand shape, I just want to clarify that this and this are different, right? So think hot tempered. I think that's the initial hand shape, as opposed to the index finger because it's bent, right? It's two different starting hand shapes. One is this for think, and the other one is straight up. So in the same example of in like 1 to 10, like 2, it's this hand shape, right? Where the finger orientation is different. Yeah, it might be also stylistic, but I think based on what we discussed, we have to be very careful on the initial sign because we can make a minute mistake like that. So Yami, who's next? So yes, it's bent. So that's the hand shape, which is different from the upward pointing index finger. So this is right. Dr. Woody, go ahead.
Different people classify those two hand shapes differently. Like in Vietnam, Vietnamese deaf people think they're basically the same hand shape, and it has to do with the position of the elbow. But in Cambodia, people thought they were different hand shapes. So you have to come to a conclusion on that. If you think it's a different hand shape, then it needs to be listed in a separate hand shape category with a different picture.
Yes, sir.
If you think it's the same, then you judge on the basis of orientation. Okay, so that's going to take quite a bit of argument on that. For example, the sign for me. So do you sign it like me with this kind of hand shape, or do you sign it like me? Depends on the wrist. You know. Okay, so those are things I'm going to let you work out on your own. But uh, in general, you're in the same ballpark. So it's just a question of whether you want that to be a separate hand shape or the same hand shape. Okay. So Shock, what about your group? Do you have the same ordering? Let's just, for now, let's just take out hot tempered and not worry about that one yet. Okay.
Take out or leave? Take out, sir. What do you
Well,
mean?
well, you don't know, we don't know what the classification is yet, and I don't think we should spend time arguing on the classification. We need to move on to uh, make sure you're all following the same way. And then there's only two ways to do it. You either do it in the same hand shape or you do it in a different hand shape. And then if you do it in the same hand shape, you have to come to an agreement on the orientation. Okay, so hot tempered seems to be a question you're going to have to deal with.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I noticed that okay, how did you all deal with first? What is the category you are using to place first? Is it location? Is it movement?
Location, Jasmine saying. Shaq has his hand up. Okay, so 100 doesn't have any movement. It just is oriented to the left.
No.
And then the next one uh, is just one, right? And then what has the movement?
Mhm.
Okay. And then two is orientation. But again, it might be different because we might have to change that based on the discussion about the straight finger and the bent finger. Uh, so two. Okay. Well, anyway, I have to think about that. Yami, did you want to add? This is Yami. So the problem was two. because if we put this in this group, then it seems like it's all the same location, right? And if we were to look at the finger orientation, so the finger is outward, but the palm is down, is outward as well, right? So if we're seeing two, so it's outward and outward. So for me, I'm confused with this one. Sorry.
Now, orientation
Shaq has his hand up.
of the palm and the oops, sorry.
Sorry. So Yami, you're confused because of the right when we discussed about the actual hand shape. So I asked Renz, Peebs, Marvin, Nat. We all voted that it was actually an outward and upward. So outward palm, upward finger. But for Yami, I can see where the confusion lies because if this is the hand shape, then where it's downward, upward, then it would be somewhere else. It's opposite of what me, Marvin, Nat, and Peebs were talking about earlier. It is a bent finger. So discussion.
Yeah, I think for now, one thing is you cannot have the same orientation. You cannot have the same orientation for the palm and fingers. So Yami, you cannot have the same. It's impossible. So you have to decide when you're opening your hand, do you keep, for example, do you keep your hand open like this, or do you keep it bent, or keep it like this? But it won't be the same orientation.
So it's downward then.
Okay. Let me make a suggestion very quickly. Okay. I think now for each of the problem signs, we should take those out and put them in a separate list. So we come to an agreement, and we don't spend a lot of time discussing the problem areas, because that's going to take a lot of time. It's important, but I think we should do that later. We try to get through the whole list as soon as we can, because we still have to add lessons 1, 9, and 10, vocabulary 2. So
This is Nat.
yeah, guess not.
So I guess we'll just put it to the team in terms of hand shape. So for this hand shape and this for bent finger, we should have a separate category for that then, right? We should have a separate hand shape for that.
Well,
For
I think
this,
you need to. I think you need to discuss that more.
yes, that's
So
fine.
I suggest which are the hand shapes we're having, which are the signs we're having problem with. hot-tempered, 2. And what was the other one? Was there another one? Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah. All right. So take those signs out right now from the data. So that I want to make sure we all end up with the same data. And we put those signs into a different page. And then you can discuss that. Are you okay with that?
Yes, sir. Meng has her hand up.
Yes, Ming.
So if we see that the orientation is clear, clearly out or left, that's fine. But if there's a problem, then uh, also the ones where it's in an angle, it's not directly down or out. Do we also put those in a separate category, or
Yes,
there's
you
4
can
or
put
5
it
of
in.
them?
Yes, you can put those in a separate category. But if you come up with the same solution, you may not need to take them out. See, my problem is when you come up with different solutions. We want to come up with the same solution everybody agrees on. So if everybody agrees on certain signs, we leave those in right now. And we take out the problem signs and put them in a separate list to be discussed. So let's wait and see how people, maybe everybody does the same on the angle. So let's see what happens. Okay, so Jasmine, can you go back and put your one hand shapes up again.
One moment.
Okay, now the question I have here is where is the number 1 start and where does the sign for first start? What location? Is it 1 and first, or is it 1 and first? Because first, on the chart, it looks like first starts in a higher position.
So it should be switched then. First should be first.
If that's the correct positioning, that's what I'm asking. If it's the correct positioning in the pictures, and the pictures represent the reality, then first should go before 1, even though it has movement. If it starts higher, location is more important than movement.
So first is higher. Yes, Shaq is saying right. Yes, sir. Copy. Jasmine says
Okay.
thumbs up.
All right. So Jasmine, can you change first and 1?
One moment. Let's do this here. Yeah, I'll do it, sir. I'll do that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Go down. And everybody have that on their signs?
Mine is the same. Nat is saying, and I'll also. Yeah,
Say one more time.
Nat is saying yes, and I'm following your order where first is first and then 1 is second.
Yeah, second. Okay. Now, how about that? Does everybody have a downward orientation for that? Downward orientation of the palm?
Downward. Yes, downward.
Okay, so, okay, let's go back up to the very first sign.
Red.
With the, no,
That's
with the S hand shape. All right, so we're all okay with the S hand shape, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I go down to the next one of the A without the thumb extended. And we're okay on that, right? And then A with the thumb extended. Let's take out yesterday for now. Jasmine, what I want you to do, and for the other groups also, make a second copy of the same file and maybe change the name to something like some signs removed, and then take out yesterday and just leave a blank space. Take out the
Yes.
drawing.
Yes, sir. Okay.
And then put that in another file, okay? And each group do that. I think yesterday was a problem, right?
Yes.
Okay, so all groups take out yesterday for now. Keep both files, keep one with yesterday in the file and take out yesterday and put in, and then put yesterday in a separate file.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go down again. Mhm. Okay. And everything else in this one is okay except for change first before one and go down. And then take out hot tempered and two. In other words, you can still keep it in this file, but make a new file where you don't have hot tempered and two in the data, and we put it in a separate category to be discussed.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so let's take a look at, let me see. Oh, already time for a break. Okay, let's come back at 3:10. And then we'll go either to Nat's group or Shock's group, and they will do four different hand shapes. Okay, so
Sorry,
let's come
now,
back
sorry, not saying now. I put it, okay, after the break. I see. Okay.
after the break, yeah.
Hold your horses. You're jumping ahead. Shaka saying.
Okay, let's make it to 3:15, come back.
Okay, sir. 3:15 copy.
Okay, all right, see you all then. Okay. Go up to the next one, after this one. So what do we got here? No. Since we've already finished the first 4 hand shapes, go to the 5th hand shape. So the hand shape after 1. Okay. All right, so L. Okay, do the other groups have this?
Jasmine saying yes, ours is the same.
Okay. And Shock's group?
Yes, sir. What?
Okay. Go down then.
Sorry, Dr. Woody, you wanted to tell me something?
No, that's fine. We're just checking on everybody.
This is
All right.
Peebs.
Yes, Peeps.
Sorry, sir. At this moment, Nat, Renz, and I were discussing about certain signs, and we saw the word for 21.
Mm-hmm.
Underneath it was 20 something else. So I think we see a little bit of errors. If we go back up, let me just show you.
I should be 21 there, right?
Yes, there it is.
Okay. All right, so 21. Okay, you can, Nat, you can change that.
This is Yami. Sorry, I was also confused by some pictures because I thought, yeah, it was weird. They should have been the other way around. And Shaki say, it's not yet perfect. I still have to work on it. Okay.
Okay, so Shock and Jasmine, these next 3 pictures, 20, 23, and 24. Same?
This is Jasmine. Mine is different. It's different.
What do you have? Can you put up what you have? Actually, this is not 20. It should be 20, right?
Right.
Okay, so is that where the problem is, Jasmine?
Yes. So it should be 20 handshake. Or yeah.
So, okay, so Jasmine.
Yeah. Sorry, we'll fix that. It's not supposed to be 20.
Okay. So that's just going to be just fixing the orientation symbol, right? Or do we have to fix the order also?
Sorry again, sir. I missed that.
Okay, so when we change 20, 23, and 24, do we just need to change the orientation on the sign, or you have something else there?
We're just going to do a side profile, Shaka is saying, because the hand orientation should be more natural, more to the left.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For most of the numbers above 20. So
Jasmine, can you put up
100.
your
Yes, sir.
what
One
you
moment.
order, the order.
Okay. So it's orientation to the left, and then 26, 27, 28.
All right. So that should be 20 though, right? And 21, the number should be changed. Okay.
20, 21, 22.
Okay, so where, Nat, what did you have here? Put it back, Jasmine, put it down and let me see what Nat had again.
So we'll just go down.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so Jasmine and Shock, do you have different orders for that?
What do you mean by for the last one? The last sign?
No,
Sorry.
no, for this hand shape.
So for 20, sir. So for 20, it's to the left as opposed to for
Yes, yes. But the order of the hand shapes that you put down.
they're different. They're different.
Okay, all right. It's getting a little complex. So I think I'm going to stop now and let the three groups discuss the order and come up with a order. And if you can't come up with one order, then I will decide which is the best order.
This is Jasmine.
Yes, Jasmine.
Sorry, one moment. In terms of the order, Nat and I have different things. 26, and then we have 24. So my last was 24 because of the fingers, the amount of fingers. So 6,
Yes, yes,
7, 28, and then 29, 24,
yes.
right? But I don't know if Shaq or Nat had the same thing I did. This is Shaq. So my 20 was separate. My 23, 26, 7, 8, 9, and I did 24 as well. So my last was 24. Jasmine saying, yeah, I got the same thing.
Okay, so
Thumbs
that
up.
seems to be the correct order. Okay, so you need to change, if you need to change your order, then change that. Okay, so then.
Not saying yes, mine has to be changed.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
all right, so then let's look at your next hand shape. Yeah,
Not saying, "Oh, I'm so dumb, Peebs. I can punch you. I'm all about peace." Peebs is saying, "Okay." It's a little bit frustrating. I'm always wrong.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Good. Down.
Down, down, down. Okay. Everyone have this one? This is the next sign.
Jasmine saying, "Mine is the same."
Okay. Nat, shock.
Yep.
Okay. And then the next one, thin. And the next two, Tuesday and Thursday.
Shaq and Jasmine are saying the same for thin.
And Tuesday and Thursday, yes. Okay, let's let Shock have the Y hand shape and go through 4 more.
Why?
Thank you.
So I'm not putting it up. Okay, let me put it up.
Yeah.
Mm, okay.
Yeah. All right, so yellow and same order for everyone.
Yellow, yellow, same, same. Downward as opposed to inward, right?
Yeah, Jasmine
Jasmine,
and
did you
Nat,
get
same.
Jasmine? Did you get it? Marvin, Marvin. What about you, Marvin? This is Marvin. So Shaq starts it off inward with yellow, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's the natural way, like what we discussed. You know, for blue, for example, yellow, it's more like this, and orange is more of a left as well, as opposed to inward. But that's my take on it. It's left palm orientation. So Shaq is saying, what, yellow, blue, yellow? Yeah, yeah. I think it's an inward. It's inward. It's like blue.
Whichever
I signed
or
blue like this. So orange, I signed it like this. Blue is all. They're all inward from my standpoint.
okay, so you need to maybe discuss which is the final version of that. But I think the order is still correct because if same is downward, then everything else goes before downward. So the order will be the same. Maybe the pictures need to be redone if we follow what Marvin said, for example.
Yes, sir. Marvin saying.
Okay, okay. All right. Let's take a look, Shock, at the next one after the Y. I think you have U.
You.
Yeah. Now, one thing I would suggest is that if you have two different hand shapes, don't put them on the same line. I think the hand shapes should be separated. If you have a different hand shape, then make a new entry.
But I'm just thinking it might be a waste of space. I don't know. Just I don't like seeing that.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be very confusing. You want people to be able to use the dictionary. So go back up to the top, Shock. Go back up to the top. Your very first sign. Okay, yeah, so you did that on all the cases. I think that's going to be confusing, but you all decide on that.
Saying I'm okay. I'm open. Uh, I'm just curious about what the other group thinks. You want to put it to a vote or just talk about it right now? We can do that. There's a quiet room. This is Shaq. Okay, then. Well, my suggestion is that we should organize it, perhaps then limiting each sign per page, because if this is the case and we find so many hand shapes, I'm just thinking, how thick is this book going to be? You know what I mean? If we're going to like, there's a lot of hand shapes, so if we just be more efficient with space, I don't know. What do you guys think? This is Meng. I understand what you mean, but again, we have to go by what would make sense. So we don't want our reader to be too confused, right? It's not like, so yes, we definitely have to balance that out. We need to make sure it's organized in a way where it's kind of user friendly, you know? So maybe a balance between both. This is Shaq. Yes, I get it. You want it to be easier to read. But if you're also looking for something specific, right? So um, I just have an idea though that if we have all these hand shapes and they're kind of in the same family, so then they can all be put together. So I'm just, defending myself here, guys. That's all I'm doing. So, and this is Jasmine. Am I spotlighted? Okay. So if we do it your way, where we have signs then that are not very similar at all, then perhaps that's when we introduce the break, right? Because uh, sure, if we're going to like have tabs on the side or something to show where we can look for the hand shape, that would also work, right? This is Shaq. I think he's saying something. Then maybe we can organize it by columns then, as opposed to it going from left to right. We can do it more of, I don't know, in a differently visual way. But I'm neutral. I just have an idea. That's it.
Okay, let me pull up one thing here. Okay, at some point, you're going to have to do a chart like this, where you're going to show people where to find, what page numbers to find signs on. So
Jasmine saying,
I think
yes,
it's
that's what
going
we
to
were
be,
talking about before about the chart, you guys.
so I think it would be easier if you look for one hand shape at a time. And if you put many hand shapes on the same column, I think it's going to be more difficult to find, but that's really up to you.
Yes, sir.
So, but don't forget, you're going to have to make a chart like this.
Yes, understood.
Yeah, and when you have, I think your book will be about, oh, hold on a second
Sorry,
here.
Peebs made a comment. So the page number would be attached to
Yes,
each sign, basically.
yes.
That's it. Yeah. Okay, okay. I see. I see.
And
Shakti
you can immediately go to that page and look for the sign. But if, for example, you're looking for, let's say you're looking for this one here. 114 down here. Can you see where my cursor is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you're looking for the second sign and both of them are together, like this one and this one are together, then if you're looking on the left-hand side of the page, you may not see this handshake because you didn't know it was connected to the first handshake. Whereas if it's in a, how to say, well, let me think. Let me look at, if you were doing things in print version and you were doing like A's and B's, would you put, so you put all the A, B, and B? Would you put it on the same line as A, or would you make sure that B's were separated from A's?
Shak is saying, yeah, I like this one. I get what your point is, Dr. Witty. As long as we have this, I think we can have a different page for each sign or handshake.
It doesn't have to be a different page. It can be the same page, but it can be under, but separate.
So you have the book here, and it could be kind of like a flip chart. You can turn it around and, you know, something like that where,
Yeah, you can do that. The question is about printing books. Usually a book is going to be printed one way, either flat or left to right. So it's difficult when you have to change the orientation of the book, I think.
because I was
Think about it.
thinking in terms of layout for the book. it just could be organized in a way where we can read things in like a column. So maybe, and it's just one way. So there's no back, like it's not, it's only one page. The information is on one page only kind of thing, where we can only see the top part. Like we don't have to even flip. I mean, I don't know if I explained that, the interpreter explained that correctly, but basically formatted not in a regular book way. So Shaq has an example here. Let me have this piece of paper here. Pretend this is the book. Okay, so here's the title, dictionary. Here is the chart, right? So we put that there. There's no middle. We use that as the entire side, so then they can see like a more topical uh, view. So it's, we can see all the signs in basically on one page, kind of thing, as opposed to flipping it around in different pages.
Certainly, if you want to try that, I think it's fine. And then we can
Okay.
let other people make a decision on that. And now the
This is Mang. I just not really a suggestion, just what I thought was, okay, you have the chart in the front, and then like a map, it folds out, right? So it's, so we don't have to do such a small print, but just for the first page, I don't know, that's just an idea. He he.
we'll see this part of the dictionary is not going to be the first page, because you're going to have an introduction, and then you're going to have some acknowledgments, and then you're going to have some explanation about the sign language in the book. So you can put it in you know, near the beginning, but it won't be the first page in the book.
Yes, sir. Shaq is saying, Shaq, I guess later on we can talk about it more. So once we figure out the content, and maybe, you know, simultaneously think about the formatting as well, but just think ahead. You know, it's our baby, right? So something new for us, and so just think about it.
Yeah, let me just check one thing real quick. Stop sharing for a minute. Um,
Ray just got online.
okay.
This is Meng. The
Yes.
Philippine Federation of the Deaf, Book 1 and 2, has also a hand-shaped chart. Not necessarily the same thing as that, but PFD, our Philippine Federation of the Deaf, has a
Yes.
book where you can read per column, and I think there's one part where you flip it over, so it's uh, opening from up and down, and so that you can see information in a different way. So here, Peebs is showing it.
Hold on a second. Let me take a look.
Sorry, no, Meng saying that's not the one. That's from the Philippine Deaf Resource Center. I'm talking about the, and Peeps is showing the book. It's this, right? It follows the word actually. So, right? So it follows by word. But to inform you, I'm so good looking in this book. So the Philippine Deaf Resource Center created a book that I think would be more for hearing people or hearing centered because it was based on the actual spoken term rather than handshake.
Let me just look here for a second. Trying to find the Vietnamese dictionary. Um, okay. Let me see. Mm, Okay, Shot, you had mentioned you were worried about if we put signs on separate lines that the book might be very long. We did that in the Vietnamese dictionary, the same signs that you have. So it's about 250 signs, I think. And that turned out to be 84 pages. So it's not
Wow.
really so thick.
It's actually really thin.
Mm.
That's like a hair follicle.
Okay. Let's see what time we have now. It's almost time to stop. So what I'd like you to work on on Tuesday, let's see. Today is Thursday, right? Make sure I get it right this time.
Yes, sir.
All
It's
right.
Thursday.
So
It's
we're meeting
Thursday
in
today.
on Tuesday, the 20th, and we'll have the test first and go through the test. Then after that, maybe you can all start checking each other's, how to say, order. And if there are differences, you can circle those differences and discuss them on Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay?
Jasmine has a
Yes,
question.
Jasmine. Yes, Jasmine.
Sir, can okay. Tuesday we have the quiz. Once that's done, we can discuss as a group about the orientation. We'll do a checking and then an hour discussion about lesson 10. Can we reserve some time for that?
Yeah, well, can we do that? We can do that.
9 and 10, Shaq is saying. Oh, sorry. My mistake. 9 and 10. So we'll uh, talk about that for a bit and do some revisions based on the ones that I sent out. So if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And then once we approve the vocabulary for 9 and 10,
Thank you, sir.
we can add that to the signed dictionary we have.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
It's good.
All right. So we'll see you on Tuesday then. And don't forget to study for the test.
Tomorrow we'll study tomorrow.
Yes. Okay. All right. See you on Tuesday then. Thank you all. Thank you. Thanks to the interpreters.
Thank you, sir. Have a good weekend.
Okay. Thank you all.
I Miss Amber.
Bye-bye.